Today is, I don't know why I always get this wrong. Today is August the 26th. Saturday, August the 26th. So yesterday was the 25th and I got paid. So we're going to do we're going to do the last paycheck for August. So paycheck number 2. Alright. It's pretty early in the morning. Sometimes my voice sounds different. I feel like I always need to warn you that it might sound different because it's 7:24 and I've been up since 5. Even on my days off. I usually still get up at 5 or 5:30. Usually. And that's just habit. So let's jump right into it. So, this is paycheck number 2. My paycheck, I budgeted $831. It is $831. Julian, we budgeted $100. I didn't get anything from him this week, and we got no extra, which leaves us $831. So we're $100 down, and that is because Julian bought a lawnmower. It was a really good deal. He bought it for $200, it cost him $100. Well, it cost him like $50 in parts and then $120 in labor to get it fixed up. Other than that, he's got a lawnmower for next season, which is great because it's eaten. I don't have to worry about him out there push mowing. But so he's got that, and it's fine. It'll be fine. It's always fine. So, he is currently at work. He just left. Him and Azteca just left. It's tobacco cutting season, so that's what he's doing this morning. So, we're working with $831. And then, for rent, it's going to be the same. $450. Family Heritage is $56. Car insurance is $114. AT&T's already paid, Spectrum's already paid, so this is the same. It's $620. So far, so good. We're running right along on schedule. We're going to hop over here to debt, and then we'll come back to this. Because we're $100 down, we're going to have to change some of this. So we budgeted nothing for debt, and we still have no debts to be paid. This paycheck, they were all paid last paycheck. So for expenses, we budgeted $100 for groceries. That's going to stay the same. We budgeted $40 for gas. That's going to stay the same. And we budgeted $13 for pets. That's going to be different because we're $100 down. We got to kind of rearrange some stuff. So this is going to be $13, which is more than enough to buy Azteca's treats. I bought a whole bag of cat food the last time, so she won't need anything. Household is going to get $10, just like we budgeted. Netflix is $0. Cricket is $0. They've already been paid. And laundry is $25. So this will now be, instead of $190, it'll be $188. So I also want to hop over here because it's going to explain what happens up here. So I do have a miscellaneous bill. I have a hospital bill. This is from when I went to the ER in March and my insurance wouldn't pay for it. So the way it works is because of my income, I have my insurance through work, which is not the best because we're so small, but it's something. And then every 6 months, I re-up our paperwork for the local hospital, which pretty much owns most of the places in the surrounding areas. There are some doctors that are not owned by them, but a lot of things are associated with this hospital. And so it covers you to go up to all these places. It doesn't cover the anesthesiologist or like hospice or anything like that, but you can go to the doctor and they give you a copay. Ours is 10% of whatever the bill is. So even though my hospital, the hospitalists don't work for the hospital, they work for a different company, it applies to them too. So it took them like 2 months to get that adjusted, and they just sent me the bill. So that's going to be $23, and that's all I have for miscellaneous is $23. So now, let's see, I don't think we have anything for sinking funds. This is how I have it budgeted out in my head, so let's see. So, we're going to do income is $831, total bills is $620, $188 for expenses, 0 for debt, and $23 for the miscellaneous. So, I don't think there's anything left over, but let's make sure. So, $831 minus $620 minus $188 minus $23. Yep. So there is nothing left, and that is fine. It'll just have to be what it is. There's been some recent developments. Well, I'm gonna go over here in just a second. So all these are 0, which means this is 0, and so that evens that out because that last 23 went to there. So next month, my paycheck may change a little bit. I'm not sure. This and my paycheck and the family heritage insurance will start to change. What I've done is my company has Aflac, and so I am switching my cancer policy over to Aflac because it comes out pre-tax and it's automatically taken out. And I don't think it's going to be a huge difference. But I think because it's pre-tax and it comes out of my paycheck, it may be a little bit actually less. Because it's about the same price as I pay, which is like $33 or something like that. It's like 32 and some change. So now that'll be coming out of this. So if it is, I think this might only be like a $10 difference. But there's no way I'll know that. But I'm going to continue to have this bill until October, because my new cancer policy doesn't start until September 1st, and there's a 30-day waiting period before I can use it. So if I get diagnosed with cancer and any time in September, I am screwed, and I don't want to do that. So this is going to still be a thing in September and October, and then in November we'll only have like $26 of this or something like that, because I'll cancel this and it'll be coming out of here. I also had to buy a bed frame because ours broke. So I could have used the emergency funds, but I didn't want to because I still live in a pretty rural area, and there's a lot of places that only accept cash, so like the mechanics and stuff. So I didn't want to use that, but I did put it on a firm or something. It was only $145. So it's like $14 a month, but we're gonna chuck some money at that and pay that off in a few months. I just wanted to not have any of my disposable income going like towards the credit card, because my interest is so low on a firm. And then that way in 3 months or 4 months I could have it paid off and whatever, because I get an extra paycheck in, I think it's November this year. It may be October, I'm not sure. But I'll have another month where I'll have 3 paychecks, and I also get a bonus check, which is not a whole lot in December. So we'll have that. So let's pull out our muns. So 1, 2, 3, 400, 50, 1, 5, 550, 20, 40, and 60. I am not going to be able to keep up with that doing it like this. My brain doesn't break it down like this. So there's 20, there's 5, there's 1, and this. Okay. So now I have it kind of reasonably separated. Let's count it again. 102, 3, 4, 455, 50, 70, 90, 610, 20, 630, 35, 36, 37, 38. Alright, so it's right, so let's kind of divide it up here. It's not really going to matter. It's not like I'm working with a whole bunch of cash, but just for sanity's sake. Okay, so what we are going to get is these. And groceries is getting 100. So I'm going to try to stick to $50 a week. That's the plan, because this is for 2 weeks. That's the plan. Alright, so there's groceries, $100 in groceries. Azteca is getting 13, 2 and 3. And those are just for his bones that he has to have every night, and he cries about it too. So gas is getting 40, so 20 and 40. And then household is getting 10. And then we're going to open up the cash finder. So, move this over quick. Rent is getting $450, which is the bulk of this money. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, $450. Laundry, I'm going to put that somewhere else. This is kind of just backup money. And then we're not going to add anything else. I will say that, or we might, I did take $20 out of this, my emergency fund. I had my nephew last weekend, and he had no pull-ups at all. And if you know anything about my nephew, I don't know if I've ever mentioned anything, he's 3, and he has autism, so he's not necessarily nonverbal. We're working on that. He likes the word light a lot. He says that word a lot. And hot. Light and hot. So, but he didn't have any pull-ups. My sister's child support didn't come through, so I gave her 20 out of this. Told her to go buy that boy some pull-ups, because the Pampers were not working, because she had like some backup Pampers. They were too small. They would work in a pinch, but I couldn't. No, I couldn't. I couldn't make it work. So this is our something I just figured I would try. So this is our dollar challenge. So anything that's a dollar bill is going in here, which is pretty much, this is the extra money. Just pretty much all of this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I don't know what I'll do with this. And I do have a plan to buy a house. I might share that in a different video. Right now I'm still just kind of looking at what I need to do to try to get into a better place to live. So we have $15 left. So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to put this in debt. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put 5 in medical, and I'm going to put 10 in car maintenance. And this is because next month in September is my birthday, and in Kentucky your car taxes are due on your birthday. The only exception is Julian's truck, because it's in my name. It has farm tags on it, so those are due in March of every year. That's the only exception to the rule. Otherwise, the other 2 cars, because we're not paying taxes on the Neon, it's in his name. So my car and our Explorer, they get their taxes are due next month, and I think it's about $100. So that's finished. The cash envelopes are finished. And next paycheck we will have a few more miscellaneous things. I'm thinking some things would come in. I also had to go to Harbor Freight and buy something, so I used the credit card on that so it doesn't get shut down. Because that'll happen. Is that wet? No, it's just cold. It's just really cold. So the last $25 goes in my bag. One day I may get a cuter bag, but right now, me and this bag have been together for about the last 2 years doing laundry, so she's been a faithful bag. So, that's pretty much going to be it for the budget. It was real quick, real short and sweet. Like I said, in September, this paycheck, and the first paycheck for my Aflac will be screwed up anyway because they're not going to be able to take it out of this paycheck because they accidentally took it out of this paycheck for this week. So next week it won't be taken out at all. We won't really actually know the true scope of this until the second paycheck. I imagine, though, it's probably going to be relatively right around the same because I think on this check I had left early. I left early one day. I did leave early one day. Azteca's incision, I thought it was infected, so I took him back to the vet, and they didn't charge me for that, so it was fine. But I had to leave early one day, so this paycheck, it's the same as every other one, but like it was calculated different. It had different things on it. There was like PTO time, which doesn't count towards any overtime that I might have been able to get, which is not a lot. It's usually just like 10-20 minutes sometimes. But so this, we'll see what that looks like, the second paycheck in September. And then in November, this will change because I'm going to pay through it for October to give me like gap insurance. So I know Harbor Freight will be up here. There probably will be another doctor's bill because of where we went to the eye doctor. My Mohila payments are going to be 0 because I was switched over automatically to the Save plan because I was on an IDR plan. So my minimum monthly payments on all my student loans are 0, which is not... I don't know how to feel about that. Because my plan is, because I work for a non-profit, that these will get paid off. Eventually they'll be forgiven, but I don't know about that. And I need to pay, like, I calculated, I think, like the interest. I need to pay like $100 a month to pay the interest off on these, and that's just not feasible. So I don't know. We'll figure this out. So that'll be it for this week. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.